Fury of Blue is his attack.
What's happening, my people? It's Cast Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. Donnie Williams. Mike Mazik, Crush the Legend. Hashtag TWT. The winning team. Salute to everyone and welcome to another episode of Cast Sports, the Box Historian. Today, Roberto Duran versus the Legends. And you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Box Historian, bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. How's everyone? It's Monday again. It's a vicious cycle, ain't it? Starting another week all over again. But the good thing about it, we are right at the beginning of another big week of boxing history. How was everybody's weekend? And guess what else? This is fight week for the big light heavyweight showdown. coming up Saturday, October 12th, the day of the JBT raffle. That's right. You got 5 more days to get them tickets. Well, 4 now, 4.5 now, because we're deep into getting into Monday. Not that far into it, but you got 4 days and part of Monday, because the raffle is Saturday. The JBT content creators are going to do a joint show together, and we're going to have a raffle. Right. It's like almost 60 people in it so far. Well, not 60 people, but 60 different entries, because some people got more than one. Michael Garner got damn near 20. Michael gonna be upset if he don't win something. But yeah, it's Saturday, so get your tickets, and it's going to a good cause to support this Friday JBT, so we can continue bringing you all this fire boxing talk. But yeah, today is Fantasy Matchups Monday. This is about the 6th one. We got Roberto Duran against the Legends today, mostly lightweight, because Roberto was the hands of stone at lightweight, He went all the way up to, I think, light heavyweight, went through all of them, between lightweight and light heavyweight, but his power didn't always carry up with him, He still had it, but it wasn't the hands of stone type power, once he left lightweight and the further he went up. But yeah, he's going to be fighting a group of people today. Benny Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson. He's going to get a couple at welterweight and junior. Roberto bypassed junior welterweight, though, because remember, he vacated lightweight, then he went up to welterweight and had a couple tune-ups, but he went to welterweight to challenge Sugar Ray Leonard, but he did have a couple tune-ups first. And yeah, took that first one from Sugar Ray. Then we had the No Mas debacle. But he made a good comeback from that, Came back and became champion again. He redeemed himself. Yeah, Roberto did. Legendary. Probably the greatest lightweight of all time. No argument. Not arguably. He's the greatest lightweight of all time. Okay. And yeah, I got a couple current fighters gonna fight him today. 3 of them. I got Loma, Devin Haney, and that monster from Baltimore gonna fight Roberto, Tank Davis. I remember the young man, I think he's related to Calvin Ford, that asked me when I first started this series about Tank and Roberto Duran, but he said, don't tell him. He wanted to see when I do it. So I hope he's in here today, because it's today, the big one. It's the last one of the day. So you want to know about Tank and Roberto Duran, you got to stay till the end. Now, I'll try to be unbiased, man, because I told you I would have Tank beating King Kong, Godzilla, all of them on the same day. First round knockout. So I'm going to try to be unbiased, okay? And yeah, we got Sugar Ray Robinson against everybody so far. But next week is going to be Manny, the Pac-Man, against the Legends. But so far this week is going to be Roberto Duran. The hands of stone. Do it right, Cass. Yeah. And starting another big week of boxing history. Let's preview it. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow yet. But Wednesday, I got a show from the chat. It's going to be brought to you by Big Supreme. Old School was last week. Big Supreme is going to be on, we're going to talk about Tex Ricard. Yeah, I can't believe I never did one on him. He was the first big-time promoter of note. And like I told you, Tex Ricard is who the Bob Father and Don King wanted to be like when they grew up. They probably read books on it. Tex was a bad man. Like I told you, he had the first $1 million gate, promoted the first $1 million gate. He built Madison Square Garden, owned the New York Islanders hockey team. Yeah, Tex promoted some big fights back then, man. Then Thursday, the boxing in the States continues. This week it's Maine. It's Big Supreme right there. Wow, I talked him up. Big Supreme. Hashtag AMCFSG. Yeah, Big Supreme is this week. Tex Ricard is Wednesday. Yep. We're going to talk about old Tex. Then Thursday is the Boxing in the States series. We're halfway through the alphabet now. We're at Maine. L was halfway. Maine had a pretty good. That's where Ali Enlisting 2 was at, remember, Maine. So we're going to talk about that one. You know, the, what do they call that? The Phantom Punch fight? Yeah, because the punch that knocked Liston down, nobody saw it. Ali and Liston didn't even see it. Yeah, but the Phantom Punch fight was in Maine. That's our state this week, Maine. History of boxing in Maine, some other significant events that happened concerning boxing there, and some boxers from Maine. And then Friday, we're going way back for the profile, the life and career of Harry Grieve. Okay, he fought from middleweight all the way up to heavyweight back in like the 20s. Might have got into the early 30s, but the main part of his career was in the 20s. Yeah, we're going to talk about Harry Friday. Harry Grieve, cannabis education and entertainment TV in the building. What's up? Cannabis education and entertainment. Good to see you today, bro. We're going to have Roberto Duran going up against the legends today. Yep, the hands of stone. See how he makes out. He got to fight 3 from this era. Loma, Devin, and Tank. Mm-hmm. Yep. And Aaron Pryor. Now, him and Aaron Pryor actually fought in the same era, but they never met in the ring. And Aaron Pryor was offered to fight against Duran, but he had a new lawyer at that time, and his new attorney told him not to sign anything until he signed the deal with his manager. And by the time Pryor signed the deal with his manager, the Duran fight was off the table. But that would have been good. Now, I wonder where it would have been at, because Duran was at lightweight at the time, and Pryor was at junior welterweight. You know, Pryor was kind of big, so Duran probably would have came up to welterweight. But I think Duran bypassed, junior welterweight. I think he bypassed junior welterweight when he went from lightweight to welterweight to fight Sugar Ray. He had a couple tune-ups, but I think they were at welterweight, yeah. But yeah, him and Pryor probably would have been at junior welterweight. But it never happened. They offered Pryor $750,000, but he turned it down. Yeah. He was in the middle of getting a new attorney, and he didn't have a deal with his managers, and his attorney advised him not to sign anything until he got everything, crossed the T's and dotted the I's. And by the time he crossed the T's and dotted the I's, the Duran fight was off the table. Duran had moved on. And oh shoot, I lost the chat. Damn, I was trying to read it. Okay. Big Supreme says Julian versus Duran at 154. That would have been a good one. While none of the ghosts challenged Julian Jackson. Yeah, that's true. Big Supreme, that's a good question. Bruce said the G-Man knocked him out twice. Yeah, Leonard too. Big Supreme, that's right. He could have been there with 2 of the 4 kings. That would have been some good money for him too. I don't know why he turned those fights down. Yeah. Yeah, he did. 168. Yeah. And Duran, he was the hands of stone at lightweight, because his power, he had his power, but it didn't carry up through the bigger weight classes like he had it at lightweight, The hands of stone in those 70s, man. 72 fights, just 1 loss. And Esteban de Jesus was the only man beat him at lightweight, but then he avenged that 2 times. But yeah, this is the week of the big light heavyweight showdown, remember? Bivol and better be asked. Who y'all got? BVO Boxing TV in the building. Who y'all got? Because, the time for the talking and debating is almost over with, man. This weekend, it's here. This time is flying, because I remember when they first made this fight before the first one was canceled, remember? And now it's here. Wow. They done had 1 cancellation. Yep. We're in fight week. We are in fight week. Yeah, Buddy LaRosa. Bruce says Buddy LaRosa, and he fucked up Pryor's career. Oh, BBO got better be ab. Yeah. I got Bivol. We're gonna have plenty of crows Sunday on the Crow Show. We got plenty of money in the JBT account, so we're gonna be able to purchase plenty of crow. You know, so we will see. That's the good thing about, because we get so many fights we debate nowadays, and we never get them, man. You know, but we are getting this one, the big light heavyweight showdown. Very interesting fight, man. Very, very intriguing. You know, because Better Behave, nobody's went the distance with him. But I don't think he's ever been in there with somebody with the skills of a Bivol. And of course, Bivol ain't never been in there with nobody like Better Behave neither. So, you know, will he be able to box his way around there and stay at range and not get that shot that takes everybody else out of there? Can he do it for 12 rounds? Because you know what they say when you're in there with a power guy like Better Behave. Bivol got to be perfect for 12 rounds, but all Better Behave needs is that one shot to change the fight, you know? So, very interesting fight. And the good thing about it is we are here. Yeah. Big Supreme got Archer too. Okay, Archer. Y'all think the knockout rate going to be intact with Bivol taking the distance? Can Better Behave win a decision against Bivol? Or if it goes 12, is it definitely Bivol? Better Behave can box, but you know, he hadn't really had to go too deep in his toolbox because you know nobody's made him. So, but he has the tools in there to do it. I think he could potentially get a decision if it came down to it. But yeah, I think a decision favors Bivol, stoppage favors Better Behave. I think Bivol got what, 12 knockouts, 12 stoppages. I think like what, 24-0, something like. I think he got like a 50% knockout rate, yeah, up against Better Behave's 100. So yeah, that is going to be interesting. Classic boxer, puncher, but Better Behave can box too, though, you know, and he's good at cutting that ring off, you know. How some guys will chase guys for 12, like Boots did Karen, and can't cut the ring off, but Better Behave don't have that problem. And then young boxers want to learn how to cut the ring off, study Better Behave fights, man. He knows how to corner his man, set him up. Next thing you know, he get those hands, get those hands on him and the man on the mat. So this is going to be a tough one. I don't know, man. Oh, Big Supreme says between 9 and 12 championship rounds. Okay. 10, 11. Yeah, almost to the late to the championship rounds. Big Supreme got Better Behave, get them out of there. We got 3 cards Saturday, though. That's not the only one. Yeah. 3 of them. We got that one. Of course, that's Riyadh season, right? Yeah, Riyadh season. Now, the undercard is on the Zone, and the main event is on ESPN Plus. What? How do they do that? That's what it says. The undercard is on the Zone, and the main event is on ESPN Plus. Wow. Everybody trying to get some of that Riyadh, buddy. And then we got another card from, Sky Nicholson is on there, too. Yeah, I like Sky. Up and coming. He's gonna take over women's boxing, when Amanda and the Goat and Katie, all them get out the way. Sky is the next big thing in women's boxing, I think. Yeah. Then we got one from Japan too. Not Shinga is putting his title on the line. Junior flyweight. Wow, what is that? Like 108, something like that. Wow, that's down there. But yeah, and then we got one from New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. Emmanuel Rodriguez and Khalid Tewati. Wow, that's the third one. I don't see any really names I really know. And then October 13th, Sunday. Wow. The Monsters little brother. Takuma, when did he lose his title? Because they don't have his title on there anymore. I don't remember that. Because he had one of the bantamweight titles that the Monster vacated. And then we got one Monday. from Tokyo. That's 5 cards this weekend. Yeah, another one from Tokyo. You know how they do over there. Monday, Tuesday. That's probably like 6 o'clock in the morning. Junto Nakatani. That's another bad man. Yeah, Nakatani. I like him. Melanie Queen 27 in the building. What's up, Melanie Queen 27? And Just Do Boxing, The Voice, coming up at 4 p.m. That is who I'm warming you up for. Okay? Because The Voice always got something good over there. 4 p.m. Everybody gets the Just Do from Just Do Boxing. And Melanie Queen, salute Melanie Queen 27. How are you today? You should be almost through your work day. I think you said you got off at what, 5? Yeah. So by the time my show ends and then an hour in the Just Do's, you'll be off. We're going to take you on through the rest of your work day. But salute Melanie Queen 27 and Just Do Boxing. The Boxing Menu Podcast Plus. What's up, bro? Another fire channel. How are you today? We're going to be talking about Roberto. We do it every Monday. Fantasy matchups Monday. We take a fighter, put him up against fighters from different eras. This is like the 6th week. Roberto Duran. Started out with Floyd. I wasn't planning on making a regular series, but Thomas Hill suggested that it would be a good regular series. So it's a lot of work, but hey. But remember, this is just what I think. I need to know what y'all think in the chat. It's what I say. It's not necessarily how these fights will go. This is just what I think. And I appreciate all the input I've been getting from the chat, from what everybody else think about these matchups too. Really appreciate that. You know? And yeah, we got 15 today. We had Floyd. Then we had, I think it was Oscar was next. Then Mike Tyson, Marvin Hagler, Muhammad Ali. Yeah, this is the 6th one, Roberto Duran. And Manny Pacquiao is next week. Manny, yeah. Appreciate you, Boxing Menu Podcast. So we're going to get started in a couple of minutes. But yeah, the raffle is this weekend now. So you got 4 days and part of Monday left to get your ticket. 57 people in it. I told you Michael Garner got like almost 20 entries. It's 50-something minutes and Michael Garner got like 20. So what is he like? Almost approaching half of them. If he don't win a prize, he's probably going to be upset. I'm glad I'm not drawing. They got some kind of high-tech kind of way they doing it because I was going to have to cut them all up, put them in the old hat. But we're not doing it the old-fashioned way. But we're doing a joint show together. I don't know nothing about this technological way they got it. I'll be in there watching. You know, I don't have nothing to do with that. I can't even barely play the commercial. But let's listen to the commercial again. This is the last week for it. I know everybody probably getting tired of it. But you got 4 more days of it. Because we want you to get in this raffle and win one of these fire prizes, man. You know? Listen. Okay. Big Dre will tell you about them. Okay? Take it away, Big Dre.
Raffle brought to you by the JBT. Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle.
Excuse me.
Our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
In. Yeah, Boxing Menu Podcast. That air fryer is nice. You got your ticket yet, Boxing Menu Podcast? It's, $10. Oh, no, I wouldn't start it all over again.
It's time for...
Sorry about that. Yeah, $10 to $ JBT Network, all capital letters 1. And like Big Grace said, you are in. Okay. Mike Rim is in the building. Salute, Mike. And let's talk fashion. Hashtag JBT. Yeah, we got a fashion show. We're going to get a preview, but no, that's tomorrow. Today is Monday. Yeah, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. We used to get a preview on Tuesdays. I got a little hit of myself. Today is Monday. This time goes by so fast, man. It just gets me mixed up. I'm old. So let's get ready to get started with Roberto Duran against the Legends. But yeah, this is the last week of it. So, like the Boxing Menu Podcast Plus said, the air fryer is nice, and I would, if I was in it, I would want. If I won first place, I would say, can I get the Paniki Beer headphones, because they're supposed to be second, but I would want them, man. And the iPad, 3 fire prizes, and get the block of 25. You might win all 3 of them. Wow, you come out way ahead of the game. All 3 of them for $25. Wow, where they do that at? If I could get it, I would get the block of 25. Yeah, but I can't get in it. We're gonna raffle off a car one of these days. I'm getting in it. I'm getting out of the JBT for about a month, and then once I win that car, I get back in. So they can't say a content creator won the car. Okay, I ain't sitting that one out. But how was everybody? How was everybody's weekend? Hope everybody had a nice, safe one. All the usual suspects are back in here, so yeah, everything went well. Then this is the big fight week. This time next week we will have our first 4-belt undisputed at 175. If it's not a draw, that is. Wouldn't that be something? All the time we waited for this fight, then they go in and have a draw. Would have to do it over. But no, I don't think so. This is just hard. This is a hard one to call. Like some of these matchups I got today are going to be hard to call. 2:30. I'm superstitious. I can't start before 2:30. So let's go with today's show. Okay. Oh Lord. Excuse me. I'm always knocking something on the damn floor. Okay. I got it. It was my glasses. I need them. You go there. Yeah, talk to phones and notebooks like they people. But let's go with today's show. Okay. So Roberto Duran versus the Legends. But okay, so most of these fights are going to be at lightweight, okay? So let's take a look at the history of the lightweight division real quick before we get started, okay? Because Roberto was the hands of stone at lightweight. What did he go to? 168 or 175? One of them. He didn't carry those hands of stones with him all the way up there. Now he still had power, but it wasn't hands of stones type power the higher he went. Okay. And him and Sugar Ray, that last fight they had, man, they shouldn't even have had it. Like 2 buffaloes, 2 big overweight buffaloes running around. If you haven't seen it, don't bother it, because it was a waste of time watching it. But they had the first of the 4 Kings fights in 1980, the first year of the decade, and then they had the last of the 4 Kings fights in 1989. The last year of the decade, there was 9 other great fights in between, 11 4 Kings fights altogether. Sugar Ray was in the most of them with 6. I think Roberto was in like 5. Hearns 4. Hagler's the only one that fought. All the others just once. Never rematched any of them. The other 3 rematched each other at least once. Yeah. Hagler is the only one that just had one fight. After that last Sugar Ray fight, Hagler was disgusted the way they robbed him. Then Sugar Ray ducked him. Now, the lightweight division in boxing has a long history, with the weight limit being established in 1738 and officially set at 135 pounds in 1909. Now, the early history. In the early 19th century, there were no standard weight classes, and size mismatches were dangerous for smaller boxers. Now, the Broughton's rules established a lightweight division in 1738, right? Weight class formation. Now, the popularity of boxing in the 19th and early 20th centuries led to the creation of weight divisions other than heavyweight. This was done to eliminate the disadvantage of smaller boxers having to give up too much weight to their opponents. Now, the weight class standardization. The National Sporting Club of London specified a set of weight classes in 1909, and the Walker Law of 1920 established the New York State Athletic Commission, NYSAC. And the World Boxing Association and the World Boxing Council split in the early 1960s, which led to narrower divisions and more champions, right? Now, here are some lightweight champions over the years. You might recognize some of the names. Some notable lightweight champions include Oscar Gallardo, Miguel Angel Pendola, Abel Ludano, Roberto Caminero, Enrique Regueiro, Luis Davila, Chris Clark, Adolfo Horta, Pernell Whitaker, Julio Gonzalez, Mario Cesar Candela, Mesa, Jordanis Ugas, and Yasniel Toledo. Now let's take a look at Roberto Duran real quick, the subject of today's show. Yeah, I would say so, Mike. I would say Hearns had, power was better than Hagler's. Yeah, that's a good point. Because Hearns got him out of there early. He went off 15 with Hagler. Yeah, and took a lot of shots too. I would say Hearns had more power. Yes, I would. Okay, let's take a look at Roberto real quick. Then we're going to start the matchups. Roberto Duran. Now, he's a Panamanian former professional boxer who competed from 1968 to 2001. Yes, 33 years. He held world championships in 4 weight classes: lightweight, welterweight, junior middleweight, and middleweight. Duran also reigned as the undisputed and linear welterweight champion. Okay? When he beat Sugar Ray, he beat the man that beat the man, because Sugar Ray had beat Benitez, then Duran beat Sugar Ray, so they made him linear, right? Also was that middleweight. No, just welterweight. Undisputed and linear welterweight champion, okay. And he's also only the second boxer to have competed over a span of 5 decades. Yeah, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. The only other one being Jack Johnson. Yeah, Jack Johnson, 1887, 1880s, 1890s, 1901, 1909, 1910, 1911, 1920, and the 20s. Jack Johnson and Roberto Duran, only ones to compete in 5 different decades. Now, Duran was known as a versatile technical brawler and pressure fighter, which earned him the nickname Manos de Piedra, or the Hands of Stone, for his formidable punching power, and excellent defense. Duran is widely recognized as the greatest lightweight of all time. He retired for good in January 2002 at age 50, following a car crash in Argentina in October 2001, after which he had required life-saving surgery. He had previously retired 3 times: November 1980 after the No Mas fight, June 1984, and August 1998. And Duran ended his career with a total of 119 fights, 103 wins, 16 losses, and 70 knockouts. And he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame on June 10, 2007. And he was also inducted into the World Boxing Hall of Fame in 2006. I believe the World Boxing Hall of Fame is closed now. Okay, time for my glasses. Okay, the first matchup is Roberto Duran against Roberto Duran. Oh, I was supposed to switch to that when I was talking about him. Damn, guys. Sorry. Roberto Duran against Henry Armstrong. There's Henry. Roberto Duran against Henry Armstrong at 135. Now remember, anybody familiar with any of these fighters, let me know what y'all think in the chat, because this is just what I think up here. This don't make it right. Appreciate you, Boxing Man, your podcast plus. I'm doing my best, bro. Okay, Roberto Duran versus Henry Armstrong. Now a little bit about Henry Armstrong first. Now Armstrong was one of the few fighters to win in 3 or more different divisions: featherweight, lightweight, and welterweight. And he held all 3 titles simultaneously. Not too many people do that. Armstrong defended his welterweight title a total of 19 times. Now he had an aggressive, relentless, and calculated mayhem boxing style. Crouched and bobbing, Armstrong would charge forward, headbutting his opponent's chest and unleashing hooks to the body and head. His work rate often improved as the fight went on, unlike many inside sluggers who usually tired. So, how would the fight go with the hands of stone? Okay, how would that go? BN Boxing News in the building. What's up, BN Boxing News? Another fire JBT Network channel. Want to hear the writer's name and watch me lose my place. BN Boxing News, you made me lose my place. Hey, salute BN Boxing News. Roberto Duran versus the Legends today, and that's where I'm at right there. Let's just get ready to talk about Duran and Henry Armstrong, right? Where am I? Damn. Okay, so how would the fight go between Henry Armstrong and the hands of stone? Now, considering that Duran was just about unbeatable at lightweight, but not so much at welterweight, Armstrong, on the other hand, was best fighting at welterweight. So he was also good fighting at lightweight and featherweight. But we're talking about a fight at lightweight, right? Now, this is a very hard fight to call. But Duran was a king at lightweight, and it would be difficult for anyone to beat him there. Armstrong's relentless pressure and volume could pose significant challenges for Duran. Now, on the other hand, Duran's counterpunching and ability to fight effectively on the inside could neutralize some of Armstrong's advantages. This matchup could go either way, depending on the fighter's strategies and conditions on the day of the fight. Armstrong's volume and pressure could wear down many opponents, but Duran's skill and technical ability, along with his power, make him a formidable opponent. This is probably the toughest matchup to pick today, but Duran only lost once in his career at lightweight, and he avenged that loss twice. So I lean toward him in a close, fan-friendly, highly competitive, razor-thin, split decision win. Duran, tight split decision over Henry Armstrong. Duran, tight split decision. So salute being boxing news. So I read that. But salute being boxing news. Yeah, I got Duran over Henry Armstrong, but that's a good one. That is a good one. Okay. Next is Roberto Duran versus Benny Leonard. So this fantasy matchup Monday. There's Benny Leonard, legendary lightweight back from the 20s. I think he's falling into the early 30s, I believe. At 135, both legendary lightweights, Duran and Leonard. Now, Leonard held the World Lightweight Championship for 8 years, from 1917 to 1925. Ring Magazine, okay, these are some top level, all these boxing organizations, top level. Listen to them. Ring Magazine, BoxRec, ESPN, the International Boxing Research Organization, Cast Sports, the Box Historian. There's some top level boxing organizations there. All of those rank Leonard as one of the top 5 greatest lightweights of all time. Okay? Now, Leonard was known for his defensive boxing style and quick thinking. He was also a hard puncher who had 70 knockouts during his career, and he was renowned for his ability to adapt during fights and his technical prowess. Leonard was a lightweight, but he typically fought smaller than Duran did, in the division. And Duran also fought successfully at welterweight, Leonard never went up that high. Duran went to welterweight and beyond. With Leonard being known for his boxing technique and footwork against Duran's aggressive pressure and ability to fight inside, Leonard would have to keep Duran at range and prevent him from closing the distance and imposing his style inside. Now, both fighters had tremendous heart and determination, but Duran was particularly known for his relentless pursuit of victory. If Leonard could use his speed and technical skills effectively, he might edge out Duran, but Duran will pressure Leonard after working his way inside and control the fight from there. Duran by competitive decision. Okay, I got Duran in that one too, over Leonard. All right, Duran over Leonard. But wasn't those some Friday organizations, man? Ring Magazine, BoxRec, the ESPN, the International Boxing Research Organization, Cast Sports, the Box Historian. Wow. I mean, that's high praise from them, ranking Benny Leonard top 5, especially that last one, Cast Sports, the Box Historian. The rest of them, follow his lead. But let's move on. Okay. Next is Ike Williams. Ike Williams. There's Ike. Ike was like 40s, maybe late 30s, 40s, but I know the main part of his career was in the 40s. We did a profile on him before, remember? Yeah. Ike Williams. And this fight is at 135. Ike fought his entire career at 135, okay? Every fight. Now, Ike Williams won the World Lightweight Championship in April 1945 and made 8 successful defenses against 6 different fighters before losing the championship after a 6-year reign in 1951. Williams had a great right hand and was named to the Ring Magazine's list of 100 greatest punchers of all time. And he is an inaugural 1990 inductee to the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Now, Williams was a well-rounded fighter. His jab was versatile. It could either be thudding or pawing. His right hand was slashing, and his left hook was a grenade. The uppercuts contained full pivot and lift, and most of all were his rib shots. Now, he didn't dedicate himself to the body like a Jake LaMotta or Joe Frazier, but his work downstairs was every bit as damaging. So how would Williams fare against the hands of stone? Big Dre in the building. What's up, Big Dre? Salute. That's the JBT spokesperson there. He does an excellent job. Salute Big Dre. Hashtag JBT. Made me a fire. What's the name of this show? Oh, Fantasy Matchups Monday. Told you I'm old. He made me a fire little announcement for that. I ain't got it on here. I got to convert it or something. Somebody got to help me. Vimo or somebody. Nobody will help me. You know, that's that age discrimination. They leave me out there on my own. They help the young people help each other out. But that's the old people. But anyway, yeah, how would Ike Williams fare against the hands of Stone? Now both fighters punch hard, but I would give the advantage in power to Duran, who also had the better chin. Duran was stopped 4 times in his career, but never stopped at lightweight. Williams was stopped 6 times in his career, all at lightweight, the division he fought his entire career in. Now, Duran was a better fighter overall between the two, but this could be the type of fight that has a lot of punishment handed out on both sides. And it could also be the type of fight that takes a lot from both fighters. They never get back in their career, sort of like the Thriller in Manila. Not quite that rough, but similar, where it takes a lot of the both fighters that they never regain. It could be that type of fight. Both hard punches, high volume. Now both these fighters had good work rate and could bang. Ultimately, Duran would outwork Williams in rounds 11 through 15 to win a competitive decision in a very physical fight. Okay, so Duran haven't lost yet. Yeah, what's that? 3-0 so far. Yeah, but they say he was the greatest of ever at lightweight. So, but he's gonna get some L's. Roberto Duran versus Carlos Ortiz. We're getting ready to come forward a little bit further toward this era in a minute too. Okay. This is at 135. Carlos Ortiz fought around the 60s. Okay. One of the greater Puerto Rican fighters of all time, Carlos Ortiz. Ortiz held titles at lightweight and welterweight, and along with Felix Trinidad, Miguel Cotto, Wilfredo Gomez, Hector Camacho, Jose Torres, Edward Rosario, and Wilfred Benitez, Ortiz is considered among the best Puerto Rican boxers of all time by many sports journalists and analysts and box historians. Now that's a who's who of Puerto Rican fighters right there. Ortiz right up there with him. Ortiz holds the record for the most wins in unified lightweight title fights in boxing history, with 10. And he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1991. Now, Ortiz possessed a pulverizing left hook to the body or head and was a vicious combination puncher with both hands. He had amazing ring savvy and timing, along with elite boxing skills, honed to a razor's edge from facing the top fighters of his era. Okay. Now, Ortiz was a great lightweight, but Duran is the greatest lightweight of all time, and I favor him 60-40 over Ortiz. Now, although Ortiz's superior technical skills and defense could allow him to outbox Duran and win a decision victory, I believe Duran would utilize his relentless pressure, punching power, and ability to absorb punishment to wear Ortiz down. This would be a great fight that would still be talked about decades after it occurred between two of the greatest lightweights that ever lived, two incredible warriors. This is the type of fight that would have back and forth, fan-friendly action for most of it. But Duran, with that relentless pressure and unyielding will to win that he displayed, especially during his incredible run through the 70s, would wear Ortiz down, and Duran might even stop him late. Duran by late stoppage or decision over Ortiz. Okay? Duran by late stoppage or Ortiz. Roberto Duran versus Mr. Pound for Pound himself, Sugar Ray Robinson, at 147. Okay. So this first fight out of lightweight. This is at 147. Okay. Now Sugar Ray did start his career at lightweight. He had a few fights briefly at lightweight in his career, but this is at 147. Okay. Now Sugar Ray Robinson had a legendary 25-year career from 1940 to 1965. He is considered the greatest boxer of all time, pound for pound, and is the fighter that the mythical pound for pound list was created for in the first place. Okay? He went into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in the inaugural year of 1990. Now, in the matchup against Duran, of course Sugar Ray would win. If Sugar Ray Leonard confused and frustrated Duran the way he did in the No Mas fight, it shouldn't be difficult to envision Sugar Ray Robinson being the winner of this matchup. Okay? Now, Duran is considered by most experts to be the greatest lightweight who ever lived. I'm going to say that quite a bit today, okay? And one of the top 10 pound for pound fighters of all time. But Sugar Ray Robinson is considered not only to be the best welterweight who ever lived, but the best fighter who ever lived. Sugar Ray could do it all. Box, bang, you name it. He was a magician in the squared circle, right? Sugar Ray Robinson had every skill to be dominant in any era. So Duran would be outgunned in this one. Robinson would outbox Duran through the early rounds. Now, Jake LaMotta, who was a pressure fighter, had a win against Sugar Ray and fought well in the other fights during their 6-fight series. And Duran had better technical boxing skills than LaMotta. So if he could consistently close the distance and land some heavy counter shots, he could win some rounds against Sugar Ray. But Sugar Ray was slick and would be able to control distance and stay on the outside, and utilizing his 6.5-inch reach advantage, and he would outbox Duran behind jabs and combinations. Sugar Ray Robinson by unanimous decision. Okay, so that's one loss for Duran. But yeah, with all the skills and stuff Sugar Ray had, he also had a 6.5-inch reach advantage on Duran. So I just can't see Duran winning that one. I just can't. So Sugar Ray got that one. Okay? But Duran to get back in the winning ways. Next, the Hawk, Aaron Pryor. There's Pryor and oh man, damn, I'm catching a blank. Damn. Arguello. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. Alexis Arguello. Pryor and Alexis Arguello. Okay? Yeah, that's who that is. 3 o'clock. It's only been on here like 10 minutes. That's at 3 o'clock. But Aaron Pryor. Now, Duran passed over 140, going from 135 straight to 147, I think. But this is fantasy. This fantasy matchup will be at 140, right? Now, Duran and Pryor actually fought in the same era, but they never faced each other in the squared circle. Pryor was offered $750,000 to fight Duran in 1981, but he turned it down, right? Pryor's new attorney advised him not to sign anything until he negotiated a new contract with his manager. But by the time they reached an agreement with the manager, the opportunity to fight Duran was off the table. And yeah, that was a nice piece of change back in 1981, $750,000. Yeah, like a couple mil nowadays, man. But Pryor fought every one of his 40 professional fights at 140, winning all but one of them with 35 by knockout. Okay? And I got my calculator right here today. 140, 35 by knockout. 87%. Not bad at all. 87% knockout rate. Okay? Now, fought all his fights at 140. And he had a 14-year career from 1976 to 1990. He held the WBA, IBF, and ring titles between 1980 and 1985, including being the lineal champion from 1983 to 1986. Remember, you got to beat the man that beat the man, you know. Now, he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1996, okay? And the Hawk had an unpredictable and unorthodox style. He threw punches at every possible angle in every position, even bending over backwards. His flexibility, raw power, natural talent, and boxing sense made his style a deadly combination, along with his punches. And Pryor named his style pure violence. Pure violence. That's what he called his boxing style. Okay? Now, as good as Pryor was, I don't believe there's much to support him beating Duran. Now, Pryor stayed at 140 his entire career. Duran went from lightweight all the way to light heavyweight and had a lot of success at the bigger classes. Fighters like Iran Barkley and Marvin Hagler had a hard time hurting Duran. If they couldn't hurt him, it's hard to imagine Pryor hurting him, right? And Duran was a vicious attacker with real power in both hands. But what really was a huge asset for Duran was his great defense, you know, because of that relentless pressure offensive style. His defense was very underrated. Duran rarely got hit flush. And while Pryor was also a vicious attacker, his defense was lacking, okay? Pryor's offense was his defense. Kind of like a Billy nowadays, or what's the other guy named Cepeda, just punching. That's his defense. Pryor often took a lot of damage to get his offense in, right? And in this matchup, both of these fighters could throw and land a lot of punches, but Duran would land the cleaner and more significant shots because of Pryor's poor defense. And that would probably be a huge key to Duran winning a decision in a highly competitive and another fan-friendly fight. Yeah, Duran got that one over Pryor, okay? Man, I can't believe it's 3 o'clock. Now, let's take a break because this raffle is coming up, man. I want y'all to get a chance at these prizes because I can't win them. Now, I told y'all about them headphones. If they get lost in the mail and you see me with a pair like them, that's not that pair. They got lost in the mail. Them headphones are fire, man.
Do you buy the JBT? Our first item is a new 10th generation iPad with a liquid retina display which shows off beautiful color and has plenty of power for all your handheld computing needs. Great for work, play, or just movies on the go. How much is it to enter, you ask? Just $10. Or you can catch the deal with 3 entries for just $25. It's easy to enter. Just cash app your entries to $JBT Network 1. That's $JBT Network 1. Our second item is a set of Kenichi Bear Bluetooth noise canceling headphones. Great for gaming, movies, or travel. As the second prize in this great raffle. Our third item is a Ninja brand air fryer. Great for all your air frying needs. Cooking healthy with the JBT. So send your entries via Cash App to JBT Network 1. That's JBT Network 1. $10 each or 3 for $25. Put raffle on the comment line and you are entered.
Yep, I'll be 35 October 14th. I'm younger than Remo. Yeah. Yeah, but this weekend, October 12th is Saturday, the day of the big light heavyweight showdown. And the JBT content creators are going to do a joint show, and that's when the drawing is going to be done. So check us out Saturday. I don't know what time yet, I'm just small potatoes in this JBT. I got to see what the big wigs say with the time and everything, But it'll be Saturday, right? And tune in to see who wins these fantastic prizes, like Big Dre said. And one person can win all three of them, man. But again, if your headphones get lost in the mail, I ain't got them. We will get you another pair eventually. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's continue. Okay, who was last? Was it the Hawk, right? Yeah, the Hawk. Yeah, but Duran beat the Hawk, man, by decision. The Hawk didn't have no defense. Yeah, it was all that pressure and great offensive fighter, but he didn't have no defense. And against a fighter like Duran, you need some defense. Enough said. Next is Julio Cesar Chavez. Now, why did that happen? There it is. No, that's the Hawk again. There's Julio Cesar Chavez right there. Okay. Roberto Duran versus Julio. Okay, I will, Big Dre. Okay. I'll give you a call when I get off, Big Dre. Appreciate you. Okay. Roberto Duran versus Julio Cesar Chavez at 135. Okay. How far did Chavez go? I don't think he went too far past 135, did he? Okay. But this is at 135. Now, Chavez's record was 89 wins and 1 draw before he suffered his first professional loss in 1994. Yep. I think it was 87-0 before he got that draw. Yep. He is a multiple-time world champion in 3 weight divisions. Chavez was listed by the Ring magazine as the world's best boxer pound for pound from 1990 to 1993. In 2010, he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Now, Chavez had a legendary boxing career and is arguably the best Mexican fighter ever. But despite all those impressive accolades, I think Duran had too much of everything for Chavez, right? Too much of everything for JC Chavez. Duran was close to a perfect fighting machine at 135. Man. Anybody that saw him will tell you. Under the tutelage of legendary trainer Ray Arcel, Duran developed from the rough brawler who steamwalled Ken Buchanan for the title in 1972 into a patient destroyer with finesse. Despite being roughly the same size as Chavez, Duran was physically stronger, a harder puncher, and the more nuanced boxer overall. Not that this would be a pushover for Roberto. Julio Cesar Chavez was an incredible pressure fighter with underrated boxing skills and a great chin. Powerful, but not a one-punch knockout artist, Chavez wore opponents down with his relentless but cultured attack, sheer volume of punches, infighting, and vicious body shots. Ultimately, at their best, Duran was a level above Chavez in almost every single department. So I see Duran taking a hard-fought decision. Both were great fighters, though, and had legendary careers. Yeah, Duran over that one, over Chavez. And we had this one when I did Oscar, but we're going to do it again. Roberto Duran versus Oscar De La Hoya, 135. Remember a few weeks ago, but yeah, we're going to do it again. Roberto Duran versus Oscar De La Hoya. Now, Oscar competed from 1992 to 2008. His accolades include winning 11 world titles in 6 weight classes, including lineal championships in 3 of them. Yeah, you know, lineal, beat the man that beat the man. Like if Remo beat Big Dre, then I come along and beat Remo. I'm the lineal. Because Remo beat the man, then I beat Remo. That's lineal. And Oscar was lineal in 3 weight classes, okay? Now, he represented the United States at the 1992 Summer Olympics in Barcelona, Spain, where he won the gold medal in the lightweight division. No, lightweight division. Ring magazine listed Oscar as the top-rated fighter in the world, pound for pound, in 1997 and 1998. And he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2014. Now, Oscar was a technically proficient boxer with a strategic fighting style. His combination punching was his best weapon. You know, Oscar used to get over there and do all that windmill and stuff and be missing his ass off. He did against Floyd. All the punches, combinations on the ropes, they were missing that hitting, swinging that air. And the judges got it right. The judges got it right. But those combination punches was his best weapon. And Oscar had superior hand speed and accuracy with his punches. His lead left hook was devastating, and he was also successful with a stiff jab. Now, he would pick his spots and charge forward. So how would Oscar fare against the hands of stone? Again, Duran's aggressive, relentless style would put pressure on Oscar, potentially forcing him into a brawl. But Oscar's speed and technical skills might allow him to keep Duran at bay and score points from a distance. Now, both fighters possess knockout power, but Duran's durability and experience in tough fights could give him an edge in a grueling matchup. They fought in different eras, which makes all these direct comparisons challenging. Now, Duran fought in an era with more emphasis on inside fighting, while Oscar benefited from advancements in training and conditioning. Ultimately, the outcome would depend on various factors, including ring size, rules, the fighter's physical conditioning, and their strategies on fight night. Now, if Oscar could maintain distance and utilize his speed, he could win on points. Conversely, if Duran could close the distance and land significant shots, he might secure a late stop or win by decision. It's a classic matchup of styles that would be fascinating to watch. At their best, I would lean Duran by decision over 12 rounds, but in a 15-rounder, a late stoppage by Duran. Okay? 12 rounds, decision, Duran. 15 rounds, late stoppage by Duran. Okay? Next is Sweet Pea. Oh my goodness, what happened to the damn slide display, man? We got out of order. Oh boy, let me find Sweet Pea, because I had all these good pictures. And the Remo eyes popped out of his head looking at all these good pictures of. Oh, there's Sweet Pea right there. I know what everybody looked like. Pernell Whitaker. Roberto Duran versus Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker at 135. I think both were at their best, did their best work at 135. Duran and Sweet Pea, no doubt. Now, Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker competed professionally from 1984 to 2001. He was a 4-weight world champion, winning titles at lightweight, junior welterweight, welterweight, and junior middleweight. Okay? Those titles included undisputed at lightweight and the lineal lightweight and welterweight titles. Ring Magazine and the Boxing Writers Association of America named him Fighter of the Year in 1989. And he has the longest unified title reign at lightweight in boxing history at 6 title defenses. Whitaker is regarded as one of the greatest defensive boxers of all time, and he was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 2006 in his first year of eligibility. Now, Duran versus Whitaker would be a classic matchup. Both fighters were exceptional in their own right, and they had different styles and strengths. Okay? Whitaker was renowned for his defensive skills, speed, and agility. He was one of the best defensive boxers in boxing history. His southpaw stance and ability to slip punches made him difficult to hit cleanly, and he could counter effectively. Whitaker's boxing IQ and ability to control the pace of a fight were significant advantages. Now, Duran's aggressive style would likely clash with Whitaker's defensive prowess. If Duran could apply pressure effectively and land significant punches, he would potentially overcome Whitaker's defense. But if Whitaker could maintain distance, utilize his speed, and frustrate Duran with his movement, he could win on points. And Duran only lost once at lightweight, so that makes it tough to pick against him. But Sweet Pea would be a very tough fight for Duran, whose only loss at lightweight was to Esteban de Jesus, another slick boxer. Although Duran avenged that loss twice, de Jesus wasn't as good as Whitaker, okay? And it would be a super close fight. But because of his aggressive pressure style, the judges would likely give Duran some rounds that Whitaker deserved, right? So Sweet Pea would get robbed just like the judges had a history of doing him, right? Duran by razor-thin robbery. Razor-thin split decision robbery. You know how they did Sweet Pea? Yeah, he got robbed all the time. Next is Manny Pacquiao. Let me find it. Roberto Duran versus Manny Pacquiao. There's Manny right there. Oh, Lord. Here's Manny. Manuel Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao Jr. That's it. Manny Pacquiao Jr. is in the amateurs, yeah. Coming through. Remember, he used to be sitting there with his mother watching Manny fight. Now he's a fighter. Yeah. I think he got like 2 years in. He was approaching like 20 fights last time I checked. I don't have. I'm gonna check today and see how many fights he got. Just where he at. Manny Pacquiao Jr. But this is the father. This is at 147. I think Manny bypassed lightweight and junior welterweight. I believe he went from junior lightweight, then he went to welterweight. Because when it comes to those 8 weight classes, he bypassed a couple of them. I can't remember exactly which 2 they were, but he did bypass a couple of weight classes. Okay. Now, Manny Pacquiao, this is 147, him and Duran. Now, Pac-Man is widely regarded as one of the greatest professional boxers of all time. He's the only 8-division world champion in boxing history. He participated in 25 pay-per-view fights during his career, which generated a total of $1.2 billion in revenue. That's right, $1.2 billion, baby. That's a lot of money. Manny was a pay-per-view star during his career. 25 of $1.2 billion. Fighting out of the southpaw stance, Pacquiao was known for his exceptional hand speed and footwork, allowing him to move in and out of range quickly and deliver rapid combinations. Roberto Duran versus Manny Pacquiao. Now, styles make fights, and I would favor Duran in this matchup, but barely. Duran had a history of not living a boxer's life in between fights. In their prime, Duran's best weight was not welterweight, where his fight would be at. He was a natural lightweight, probably the best ever at that weight. I told you I say that a lot today. But at welterweight, he was still a great fighter, but not anywhere near what he was, at lightweight. His power did not carry up with him. When he went up, hands of stone became hands which can still hurt you, but not as much, right? Now, Roberto loved the nightlife and partying and ballooned up to 200 rounds in between fights sometimes. On the other hand, Manny Pacquiao was always in shape. And in his prime, Pacquiao was faster and hit as hard or harder at welterweight than Duran did. Pacquiao's blazing speed and power in his prime would have his blazing speed and power would have troubled an in-shape Duran, and an out-of-shape Duran would have got beaten. But I would favor the in-shape Duran, because although Pacquiao was a great boxer, Duran could be one of the best boxing technicians of all time. Duran's savagery and reputation hides how really good his fundamentals and adaptability were. If Duran and Pacquiao were both in their primes, in the best shape of their lives, fighting at welterweight, I would barely favor Duran to prevail by his boxing skills and adaptability. But Pacquiao, with better physical skills, could not be written off. At lightweight, where a young and prime Duran was much faster and hit so much harder, well, that would be a different story. Okay? All right. Time is getting along, and we getting there. Next is Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, moving right along. There's Floyd. No, it ain't. That's Oscar. I told you I got mixed up. There's Floyd. Yep, there's Floyd. Roberto Duran versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. at 135. Okay, 135. Now, Floyd Mayweather Jr. competed for 21 years between 1996 and 2017. He retired with an undefeated record and won 15 major world championships spanning 5 weight classes, from super featherweight to junior middleweight. He was the lineal champion in 4 weight classes, lineal in 4 of them, okay? And Mayweather competed in the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta, Georgia, winning a bronze medal in the featherweight division, losing after a controversial decision by the judges. Mayweather is a 5-time winner of the Fighter of the Year award and was the Boxing Writers Association of America's Fighter of the Year, Fighter of the Decade for the 2010s. And he went into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in the class of 2021. Now, Floyd is referred to as one of the best defensive boxers in history. Since the existence of CompuBox, Mayweather is the most accurate puncher among professional boxers, having the highest plus-minus ratio in recorded boxing history. Roberto Duran versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. is one of the tougher fights on this list to pick. Mayweather's expert counterpunching would create problems for Duran, but it's doubtful if Mayweather would be able to land enough punches to discourage Duran's relentless forward pressure. Under trainer Ray Arcel, Duran developed a pretty tricky defense to complement his overwhelming offense. Duran would be able to work his way inside on Mayweather, attack his body, slow him down, and win by decision. Duran by decision over Floyd. Okay? Next is Shane Mosley. Winding down, we got 4 more. There's Sugar Shane Mosley. There's Sugar Shane Mosley. This fight is at 135. Al Booger, you late to the party. Okay, they got a seat for you over there in the office, the principal's office. When we get off of here. I already called down there and told her you coming, Al Booger. But salute, AB. Roberto Duran today against the legend. Got 4 left, though. We got 3 active fighters coming up. Loma, Devin, and last but certainly not least, that monster from Baltimore against Roberto Duran. Okay? But now, Sugar Shane Mosley. Where is he? Here he is. This is at 135, too. Most of these are at 135. All of them except for 2 or 3. Sugar Shane Mosley. Now, Sugar Shane competed from 1993 to 2016. Okay? 23 years, longevity. He held multiple world championships in 3 weight classes, including lineal championships at welterweight twice and junior middleweight, lineal champion 3 times. Mosley had great power and hand speed, a strong chin, and heart. In his prime at 135, he was athletically gifted and couldn't be outslugged. He could be outboxed, especially by fighters that were quick-footed. He also wasn't great at making adjustments. or having a plan B to go to. That goes right in line with not good at making adjustments, not having that plan B. Plan B is like an adjustment, right? Now, Duran versus Mosley at 135 would be a great fight. Mosley was a serious puncher at that weight. He was a serious puncher at 135. His speed, power, and combinations at 135 would give Duran a lot to think about. But Duran was a better, more polished fighter. Mosley's size, speed, and sheer toughness keep him in the fight, but that's not enough against the greatest lightweight of all time, Duran by decision. Now let's look at these three from this era. Okay, we got three of them from this era. First, going to be Lomachenko. Silly Lomachenko versus Roberto Duran. My pictures got mixed up, but I know what they look. There's the Lomachenko right there. Is that Lomachenko? Is that the one for Devin? Yeah, I got Lomachenko and Devin, so they're both of them right there. I can use the same one, right? This is Lomachenko, the silly Lomachenko. At 135, of course. Loma ain't never been past 135, right? 135. Now, Loma is the current IBF champion at 135. Currently, his record is 18 wins, 3 losses, 12 knockouts. Now, he has over 300 amateur fights with just 1 loss. And Loma is a great technician. He likes to control fights and can be drawn into a brawl sometimes. And against a master like Duran, I think he would lose on points. Loma. Duran was so tough, so skilled offensively and defensively, that again, it would just be tough for anyone at 135. Duran's defensive skills were often underrated, but they had to be first class. You don't fight into your 50s if you can't defend yourself properly. Now, Loma's brilliance would probably be out-hustled by Duran. That would be relentless, and Loma's brilliance would be out-hustled by Duran, who would be relentless and just a little too good for Loma. Duran by decision over Loma. Okay? Then we got Devin Haney. Here's Devin and somebody. Devin Haney. Roberto Duran versus Devin Haney on Fantasy Matchups Monday. Roberto Duran versus the Legend. Versus Devin Haney at 135. Okay? Now, Haney has held multiple world championships in 2 weight classes, including the Undisputed Championship at lightweight from 2022 to 2023. And he's currently the WBC champion at super lightweight. Didn't they leave him champion after Ryan cheated, or they said Ryan cheated? Yeah, I think they definitely kept the belt, right? Yeah. Currently WBC champion at super lightweight. And kept his Devin's record is 31-0, 15 knockouts. Now, Duran would maul Devin. Devin's infighting is completely non-existent in comparison to Duran's, who would likely dominate Devin. Some people might look at Duran Leonard and feel that Devin could use his jab, footwork, ring generalship, and ring IQ and outbox Duran. But first of all, Devin Haney is not Sugar Ray Leonard, okay? Duran's aggression and relentless pressure would be too much for Devin, who does have talent, but he has nothing strong enough to bother or slow Duran down. After seeing Jorge Linares hurt him and Loma cause him major problems late in their fights, I see Duran stopping Devin in the middle round. Okay, 1 more to go. Last, but certainly not least, Roberto Duran versus Gervonta Tank Davis. Okay. Now, 135, of course. 135. Now, Tank has held the WBA lightweight title since 2023, having held the regular version since 2019. Davis is one of the major stars in boxing and also one of the sport's top pay-per-view attractions. Currently, his professional record stands at 30 total fights, 30 wins, 27 knockouts for a 90% knockout rate, 90 on the dot. Now, mainly Tank is a counterpuncher, but he doesn't just have one particular boxing style. He fights in different ways. He can box on his back foot, walk his opponent down, swarms them on the inside, or counterpunch their heads off. Now, I talked to a few people when I was trying to figure this one out, Tank and Duran. And a lot of people don't give Tank a chance against Duran, right? Now, they point to a couple of things. They point to strength of resume. Now, sure, Duran's resume is much better than Tank's, but Tank's career is still going on. So he's still building his resume, right? So, can't really say that because he's still building his resume. And then this one guy said, well, Tank is 28, and when Duran was 28, he had 72 fights. But that's a different era. Nobody had 72 fights in this era. Nobody fights that much anymore. Maybe Canelo, but he was fighting in backyards and bars when he was like 12. So, but nobody fights that much nowadays. So you can't use the number of fights and call that an advantage. Nobody fights that much nowadays. Okay. Now, Duran was stopped 4 times in his career, right? Now, Tank is a big puncher. And Duran was stopped by another big puncher, Thomas Hearns. Now, I know you might say, well, Thomas Hearns had a 5-inch height advantage and an 8-inch reach advantage over Duran, which Tank wouldn't have. But he wouldn't need him because Duran going to be right there. Okay, you won't have to go look for Duran to worry about cutting the ring off or nothing. Because Duran going to be bringing that pressure, going to be right in front of you. And I think he's going to get caught by something because Duran going to be right there fighting. And I believe Tank will catch him with something fight changing. Now, Duran had a great defense, and he knew how to not get hit flush. But you ain't got to get hit flush by Tank to be affected. So there's what's up, William, old school Durant? How are you today, bro? Salute. I was talking about Roberto Duran against Tank. And looking at Roberto's style, I got Tank catching him with something, man. Okay. And something fight changing. And Duran is the greatest lightweight of all time. But I just can't pick against Tank, even if it is Duran. So I got Tank by late stoppage or decision in that one. And there you have it. We're old school Duran against the Legends. I told y'all I was going to try to be unbiased. I don't think that was biased because Roberto Duran is going to be right there. I was talking to a guy who was saying like, well, Hearns had a 5-inch reach advantage and a 5-inch height, 8-inch reach advantage, and Tank don't have that. But he ain't going to need it because Duran going to be right there in his face. And yeah. I picked Tank anyway. But I hope everybody enjoyed the show today. I'm going to put the link in now in case anybody wants to come up or just listen to me for another half hour. We got Just Do Boxing coming up in 30 minutes. And appreciate everybody for rocking with me. Yeah, old school, I agree. Tank's top game is completely different than most. Yeah. Just Do Boxing in the building. He'll be up in a few, on in a few. Bring you that prior, unbiased, balanced boxing talk. Both sides of every situation. Today is Monday, yeah. At the beginning of another big week of boxing history. Wednesday's going to be about Tex Rickard, legendary promoter. He was the Bob Father and Don King before the Bob Father, Don King. The Bob Father, Don King wanted to be Tex when they grew up. Tex had the first $1 million gate way back in the 20s, man. Built Madison Square Garden. He built the second or third version of it. There had already been a Madison Square Garden when Tex, I don't know what happened to the other one, but Tex built one of them. Okay, and he owned the New York Islanders hockey team. He was a big time sports person. Tex McCall was, yeah. He owned the New York Islanders until his death. Promoted Jack Johnson, Jack Dempsey. Yeah, Tex was back around that era. It's brought to you by Big Supreme. This week's show. Yeah, I like to get them shows out of the chat on Wednesdays. You know, and I appreciate any ideas. It can be a profile on a box or any kind of historical show that you would like to see. Put it in there. Put it in the chat. Is it in there? I don't see it. Put it in there, damn it. I don't see it. But how's everybody today? It's early. But the good thing about it being Monday, we got a whole week of boxing history in front of us, man. A big week. A big, good week. Remo sent me some stuff where I can get some good ideas for shows from. And remember, you know what this is? This is the big week of the big light heavyweight showdown, man. Yeah, after Saturday, we will have the first ever undisputed not ever, first ever 4 belt. Because Michael Speaks was undisputed, but he was 2 belt. First ever 4 belt undisputed at light heavyweight after Saturday. If they don't have a draw, that is. Yeah. Who y'all got on that one? I'm taking Bivol, man. I think he's gonna be able to duck that power, man. There's that's the young guy that was asked me about Tank and Duran. I'm glad you was there. Hey, what's happening? You had asked me about a while back, remember?
What's happening? Yeah, I just got on here too. Like literally just got on here.
Did you miss it?
Nah, what? Did I miss what? I missed everything else. Like I just got on here.
Oh, did you see the Roberto and Tank breakdown?
No, I did miss it. I thought you was doing it right now.
Yeah, I had Tank, but I had Roberto. Let me see. Here it is. Yeah, Roberto, I gotta find it. Let me find it for you.
How many rounds you had it?
About late, like championship round stoppage. 9 to 12, something like that.
I mean, how many rounds you had the fight going?
12. 12. But because they had 12 and 15 back then. Tank never went 15. But
I mean, Tank my favorite fighter for real.
Yeah.
But like I just got on here and
he could go 15. Because Tank now is always in excellent conditioning, And
I believe he could go 15 for real. I never seen it though. And then like Duran, I don't know how Tank will fight Duran. Like I don't know if he can stand there and trade with him or what they'd do for real. I got Tank winning though, because I got him more elusive than Duran. He more elusive. I know he got more footwork.
Yeah. And Duran gonna be right there. He ain't gonna have to worry about.
I just don't know. I know it's a size difference though. Like Duran will probably be a little bigger for real.
Yeah, a little. But I don't think that would make no difference. This Tank got that fight changing power,
Yeah, that'd be a good fight.
It would. Yeah. That would be real good. Yeah, remember you had asked me about that a while back. Yeah.
All right, I want you to do Terrence Crawford versus Tank next time.
Yeah, they coming up. Crawford. Yeah.
Versus Duran.
No, and Crawford, I'll throw Tank in there. Crawford against the legends. Yeah. Pacquiao, Manny Pacquiao next week.
No doubt. You want to throw Tank in that one?
Of course. Pacquiao came through that range,
Oh, no doubt. All right. Yeah. All right. I'm about to hop off. Peace and blessings.
Okay. Appreciate you. Take care. Yeah, it's a young man I was talking about in the beginning. He made it. He made it. Yeah, one guy was telling me about I was saying how Hearns stopped Duran a bit. And like I was saying, he was talking about Hearns had all that reach and everything, but you wouldn't really need a whole bunch of reach because Duran's gonna be right there in front of you. You know? That's how he fought. And then against a fighter like Tank, Duran was a macho guy. He ain't gonna box. He gonna be right there slugging it out, showing how tough he was. You know, that's how Duran was built. You know, that's how his makeup was. You know, he in there against a slugger. Duran ain't gonna slug. There ain't gonna be no boxing. But Tank gonna do the boxing. Better boxer than Duran. You know, we haven't seen all of Tank. Like Calvin always say, he hasn't needed to go that deep into his toolbox yet. Nobody's made him. Duran would probably make him dig a little deep, you know. But he could go 15 rounds too. I just said 12 because you know, they had 12 and 15 back and 10 back then. But remember they cut out 15 when the guy with Duke Koo Kim got killed. That happened on TV. He died, I think. He went into a coma against Boom Boom Mancini, and that's when they did it with 50. They didn't do it right then, but that's what led to 15 round fights ending when Duke Koo Kim against Boom Boom Mancini happened. Yeah, and he went to 12 and 10. Yep. But yeah, next week it's Manny Pacquiao against the legends, the Pac-Man. Yeah, I told you Manny Pacquiao Jr. is coming through the amateurs now. Yep. Last time I checked, he had almost 20 fights. It might have been 2022. What is this, 2024? It might have been early last year. He had almost 20 something. So he's working his way through. He probably is 2 years or so away. You know, how they fight in the amateurs. But you never know how they put people on the fast track nowadays and stuff. You know, not real just Big George only had 21 back then too, and he won a gold medal. Big George Foreman had 21 amateur fights, 18 years old, won a gold medal, man. Yes, he did. Part of that back to back to back, remember? Ali.
Brought to you by the JBT.
Ali in 60. Frazier got it in 64, and then it was Big George in 68. 18 years old with 21 amateur fights. But you know, Big George just one of them ones, you know. Special ones. Everybody can't do that. 21 fights, win an Olympic gold medal. You know. Loma had like 800 when he was going through there. No, 300 and something. Only lost one. Yeah. But he probably should have been out of the amateurs long ago. But that's how them Eastern Europeans do it. They turn professional late. Just look at them. Loma, Usyk, Beterbiev, Bivol. All of them got like in the low 20s in fights. 30 years old. Up in their 30s. Not one of them got over 25 fights. They start late. They have long amateur careers over there. You know. But when they make it to their professional level, they ready. They ready. We got the big heavyweight showdown coming up again too. But it's not undisputed this time. I never understood why did they strip Usyk though? Because he was fighting the other going for undisputed. What trumps undisputed? I really don't understand that. Yes, he was old school. He said one time he wasn't just trying to beat people, he was trying to kill people in the ring. Duran did made that statement, yeah. Yeah. And he had a legendary, all the four kings had legendary trainers. Duran had Ray Arcel and Sugar Ray had Angelo Dundee. Hearns had Eddie Futch, Emmanuel Stewart, and Hagler had the Petronelli brothers. They were underrated. Hagler's trainers. They was just as good as Dundee and Arcel and Emmanuel Stewart, all of them, Petronelli brothers. They were just underrated. You know, you didn't hear too much about them Hagler's trainers, but they was up there. All the four kings had legendary trainers. Yeah. You know, like I said, Sugar Ray and Duran started the series in the first year of the decade, 1980, and ended in 1989. 11 Four Kings fights altogether. Sugar Ray was in the most with 6. He fought Duran 3 times, Hearns twice, Hagler once. I think Duran had 5. He fought Sugar Ray 3 times, Hearns and Hagler once. Hearns had 4, Sugar Ray twice, Hagler Hearns once. And Hagler was the only one that never had a rematch with another Four King. He fought all the other ones one time. He wanted a rematch with Sugar Ray, but Sugar Ray ducked him. That man stayed around for over a year trying to get that rematch. And Sugar Ray was adamant, I'm retired. And then when Hagler retired, gave up 14 months later, Sugar Ray came back the next month. That's a duck. Textbook. If that ain't a duck, nothing is. He could have at least waited 2 months. As soon as Hagler retired, he came back the next month. I wish Hagler would have came back just to see what he would have done. Sugar Ray probably would have retired again. He didn't want to get back in that ring with Hagler. He did not want to get back in there with Hagler. No, he couldn't replicate that again. Hagler lost the fight in the first 2 rounds. He came out and fought orthodox. Nobody knows why he did that. And he lost both rounds, and that was the difference. He fought the first 2 rounds orthodox. Now, he was a switch hitter. You know, he did, but he didn't start out like he did that fight in like one of the biggest fights of his career. But he came out southpaw and won at least one of those rounds, he wins the fight. Yeah. But, you know, yeah, one of them things. But the Four Kings, man, yeah. And there was, I think, 2 stoppages. There was really 3. But Duran quit. I don't count that. So 2 stoppages in all the fights. And the same man was involved in both of them. Hearns stopped Duran, and Hearns got stopped by Hagler. Okay. That Duran Sugar Ray, I don't count that as a stoppage. Duran stopped himself. No Mars. But he came back from that, you know, and had a good legendary career. He became a champion again. Yeah, Roberto did. So he made a good bounce back from the no Mars. But Ray Arcel ended up leaving him after that, his legendary trainer. Ray said he just never been involved with anything like that and didn't want to be, you know, no Mars. Yeah. Any new people, warriors, or anything, subscribe to the channel, please. I'm trying to get to 1,000. I've been going backwards lately. How did that happen? Yeah. I lost 3 subscribers last week. Did I make somebody mad or something? If I made you mad, I'm sorry. Resubscribe back, please. Yeah. Please. Like Mrs. Cass said, I turned 35 October 14th. Younger than Remo. And don't forget the meet and greet is not the meet and greet. The raffle is Saturday, right? Get your tickets. This is the last week for it. You don't get it this week, you lose out. Somebody's gonna win 3 fantastic prizes, man. Okay. I'm gonna get you time to get hooked up, old school. There we go. There we go. See, I didn't mess with you this time, old school. I gave you time. You can't fuss at me. When you get here like last time, you say, Cass, give me time to get hooked up.
Oh, no, you lose subscribing. You do good work, bro.
What's happening?
Nothing. You just came up to bullshit for a second. I know you ain't got but a couple minutes.
Did you see the Louisiana show I did last week?
No, I need to go back and watch it.
I think I did up pretty good, man. Yeah. Man, by the time I got home, I was on the way home when you gave me that name. By the time I got home, I had forgot it, man. Because I couldn't write it down. I was in route coming. I couldn't write it down, right? I was like,
one day I'll get on there with you and we'll redo Louisiana.
go more indefinite. Yeah, we'll do that.
The guy I was talking about
Mm-hmm.
was ex-kickboxer.
Okay. Yeah.
He for a while he was Carlos Marcelo's collection guy.
Mm-hmm. Well, who is it? A mobster or something? Collection
Yeah,
guy.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Now when Carlos went to prison and then got basically passed away, the kid, his son, Carlos Jr., kind of took over, but not really. He didn't go down the same road as Dad did. He didn't want to get into all of the heavy mafia stuff. He did kind of run the business part of it, but all of the crap his daddy did, killing people and everything else that his daddy did, he didn't get into that. You know, I guess he didn't feel like going to jail like his Paul. You know.
You said the other guy you told me he was a promoter too, though. The guy you was telling me about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, he used to box and he used to kickbox.
Right.
And then when Carlos passed away, he kind of lost his job, I guess you'd say.
Right.
But they backed him to go into boxing and combat sport promotions.
Okay.
So he had a company. He was running kickboxing events. I don't think he got into MMA. I think it was just boxing and kickboxing is what he was doing.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, he owned a couple of nightclubs in what they call Fat City, which is in Metairie, which is kind of like Metairie's version of the French Quarter.
Yeah. They had some kind of old big... They used to have fights. Didn't they have like a racetrack or something there in Metairie in the old days?
No. They still had the fairgrounds in New Orleans. That was the horse track. Now they had another track that was in Kenner, Jumps and Downs, which was much less popular.
They used to have fights there, didn't they?
Yeah, one time.
Right, that's what I was thinking about Kenner then, yeah.
See, now I can't even remember the damn dude's name.
Back in you said it was Joe something Conder or something like
Joe Ancona, that's it.
That's it.
But and all the fights that went on down here in New Orleans, Metairie, Kenner, all the way to Baton Rouge was all Joe Ancona Productions.
Okay.
Yeah, and from what I hear, he was terrible about paying the fighters, and if the event didn't make money, the fighters didn't make money, and one of those types, you know?
Yeah. Being Boston News said, yes, sir. He must know what you're talking about. Yeah.
He remembers.
Yeah. Hey, old school, who you got Saturday, man? You said Better Be Ed?
Yes, indeed, man. I get it. Bill was a nice boxer, but no, he's not. He is not beating that walking Terminator.
Okay.
That dude, I've never seen him really hurt. And Bivol don't have a ton of power to begin with. He's got nice power, but he don't have a ton of power.
Yeah.
And I think the only way you're going to beat Better Be is you got to be not only a good boxer, but you got to have some power to get his respect and get him off you.
You got to be able to keep him off. Because if you
don't
respect him,
and I've never seen anybody be able to keep him off.
Yeah. What's up, T? I don't know. Yeah. It's going to be a good fight, though.
Yeah.
What do you think? Better Be able to stop. What round do you think?
Yeah, I think he'll stop him around the 10th, 11th round.
Yeah. That's what everybody say. Late. Yeah, late. Yeah.
What's that guy he fought? The big white kid.
Joe Smith.
Joe Smith. Everybody swooping down. Joe Smith was going to go in there and do him wrong and this and that and the other. And dude, that wasn't even much of a fight. He beat the brakes off Joe Smith.
Yeah, I know.
Joe Smith didn't have a damn chance against that dude.
Yeah, I thought Smith would have put up a little bit more stiffer competition than he did too. Going, I didn't pick him to win, but I thought he would have did better than that. But he got destroyed.
Yeah, and Joe Smith hit him with everything he had, wasn't even budgeting.
I know. Yeah, and after that,
that's why I do not see Bivol. Oh no, I just see Bivol's gonna try and run from him,
that's what he's
box him
gonna
as
try
much as he can.
Yeah,
but sooner or later, and the one thing he's got to worry about is that dude can cut the ring off. When he cuts the ring off, if he gets Bivol against them ropes, it's over with.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Any youngsters trying to know how to cut the ring off, watch Better Be Air, study some Better Be Air fights. Yeah, he knows how to corner you, man. Yup.
That is a bad man, bro.
Yeah.
Well, if you listen to his sparring partners, right? His sparring partners, they were like, look, I've sparred people before, but the way this guy hits, and he hits you on your arms, he hits you on your body, and he flat out hurts. He beats you up, and that's just sparring, man, with big gloves and all that shit.
Mm-hmm. It's him hit you in the gloves and knock your own gloves back into your face.
Yeah, he will. That's what they said. They said that's a bad man.
Yeah,
that's what people just wants to touch you. Just like when my man Coach Calvin was telling Tank, just keep touching them. You just keep touching people, man, because they all have a respect. I mean, hell, the thing that turned the fight for Canelo and Charlo was the fact that he smacked him on that damn shoulder, and that stuff hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, if he hit my shoulder like that, imagine if he hit me flush.
Right.
Yep.
What will that do? So you know, I just know people is seriously skilled. So I don't count him out in any fight because he is skilled. But I know that Better Be Air is skilled as well. Matter of fact, people sleep on his skill set. And that being the case, they did. That being the case, it's difficult for you to gauge him because you're basing him strictly on power because he's knocking people out. Same thing with Tank. Tank don't have no skills. He just gets lucky and he hits people with power. No knockout, when it's consistent, it's ever luck. No. It's being set up. And people don't recognize that there is an art by knocking folks out. And it's because you're getting them used to something that they're not really ready for. And you're doing that by giving them other action. And you're setting it up to bring it to what they're really not ready for. The main reason why I don't think Theo is getting many knockouts is because they're seeing his punches. And if you can see the punch, you can brace yourself for the punch.
That's right.
What you cannot see is the ones you don't brace yourself for.
Yeah, those are the ones that get you. Yeah, 100%.
So, you know, I'm stoked for the fight because I think this fight will not disappoint. I think this fight will be everything that is billed to be. I believe that both of these people fight for their nation. They fight for the pride of the people of the nation. And on top of that, you know, you got one that's the decorated champion. You got one that's the, you know, actual champion. So, you know, one people believe in, the other one, not so many people believe in. Yeah. And no matter what that person has done, they're never going to say, well, he has that great a skill set or he's that good. So he has to go take it. And I think that's what's going to have to happen. Whoever wants to take it to the other fighter is the one that's going to actually be the one that's doing the damage.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Good card, too. You know?
Very good card.
Got my girl on there. What's her name? Sky Nicholson. Remember, Sky. She said the JBT meet and greet was her last fight. Remember? Yeah.
So, no, it's happy with the fight.
Yeah, we getting it. That's the good thing, man. Because we make so many of them and never get them. That's the good thing about it. We are getting this one, and we in fight week. Counting down.
Come on, find it out.
Oh well, you done went out, T Hill.
I'm sorry. I was having a conversation.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think What else you want my opinion or take on besides that fight? Because that fight I think is going to be a bang. But I do believe I say the be by late round stop.
What else we got coming? We got the.
What do y'all think? What do y'all think about the rumor about Jamal versus Andrade?
That's been going on. Well, they finally gonna, because they've been talking for years. Remember, they talked to each other a few years back. Remember?
Well, from what I'm hearing, it looks like it might happen.
Okay, that'd be good. 168
to come back on, because if you look at the fight between both competitors, their last fight, both of them had shaky performances.
Yeah,
one was in a win, one was in a loss. Now, one was because one just went up there and decided to blow up in the ring, put on pounds that he never fought at. The other one's not mentally. He didn't look like he was mentally stable in the ring.
Where would this one be at? 168?
No, 160.
Oh, 160.
Yeah,
Andrade fought Benavidez.
Yeah, because Andrade said he was going back down in weight. That weight was too heavy for him.
Okay. Yeah, because Maul and Benavidez's brother was at 160, right?
Right.
Okay. Yes, I would like to see it at 160 anyway.
From what I'm hearing, Maul's back in the gym. He's staying in the gym. He's been showing up every day, and this is from my source. And they say he's looking good.
This could be a good fight, man. Yeah. Andrade and Maul. Yes, sir.
Who y'all got?
Andrade. I got Andrade. Early. Right now.
What about you, Thomas?
I got Charlo.
You got Charlo?
Yeah, me too.
I got Charlo. Charlo is focused, man. Charlo is painful.
Yeah. If he comes in and gets back in good shape and everything, come in there, he's got his head right and everything, Because he didn't look bad against Benavidez. After all the time he had missed and everything, remember?
Yeah, he was out of the ring for almost 3 years.
He dominated the whole fight, bro. But like I say about that fight, if that would have been a better Benavidez, he could have gotten him out of there because his mind wasn't right. When your mind not right, the fight.
And Harvey Doc saved Benavidez too, I thought. The referee.
He saved a lot of people last year.
In a damn way.
Definitely this year. He definitely saved Devin. But Devin was on the road to get knocked out.
Yeah. Yeah, but what else y'all got, gentlemen? We got to get ready to get on up out of here.
Hey, I just came to fill some space for you, bro. I saw you up here by yourself.
I appreciate it.
He came to give an opinion from a perspective from the black man's point of view. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's right. Tell him I'm Mickey Fricky, brother.
I didn't know T Hill was in the. I didn't know you was. What was you listening to T Hill?
Yeah, I got so much stuff. You gotta get ready for it.
Man, it's the mayor of YouTube, bro. That dude's on everybody's panel.
Yeah.
I don't tell the people that they want me on the panels, man. I'm not wanted everywhere.
Man, I was shocked. We got Ricky on the panel today, bro. That was freaking dope. That was dope.
Who was that?
Ricky Williams.
On whose panel was that on?
Me and D1 this morning. We went on right after Jay.
Oh, y'all come on every day now, old school?
No. We're trying to get them hours up, and being the fact that the wind was blowing, I couldn't go in today. D1 decided let's go do a live, try and get them hours up so we can get monetized. So
I didn't know y'all was on, man. Damn.
Yeah, y'all go back and watch it, bro. It was actually good. It was actually a really good build. I went back and watched it myself because I always do, bro. I make notes on what we do wrong and what we do right, and then try and make sure I keep the next one going in the same direction.
Check it out. Yeah, we gotta get out of here though. I want to go check out what Just Do talking about.
All right,
today.
Guys, y'all take it easy.
Appreciate you, T Hill.
Always, bro.
Yes, sir. Appreciate your old school. You got anything else, T Hill, before we gotta get you your last word, T Hill is gone. Okay. Appreciate William Old School Red and Thomas Hill, always coming up, helping me close things down. Jarrell Hattie, Aunt McQueen, Thomas Hill, William Old School of Rant, Al Booger, Big Dre, BN Boxing News, Let's Talk Fashion, Mike Rim, The Boxing Menu Podcast Plus, Melanin Queen 27, BBO Boxing TV, Big Supreme, Crush the Legend, Mike Mazik, Johnny Williams, and Miss Cass. Appreciate everybody, man. Really appreciate you for rocking with me. Help me build this channel up. We're going to build it. Rome wasn't built in a day. We'll be back tomorrow, do another one. Because, you know, if it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian, bringing you all that boxing history. Just do boxing straight ahead. I'm Cass, what's the Boxtorian? Appreciate y'all. Have a good day.